Good afternoon. Lawmakers traditionally gather around a piano for Auld Lang Syne at the end of session, but there's just one bill holding us up from singing on the way home. What's the biggest issue facing North Dakota today, and how will you deal with it as governor? Donald Trump would win on the first ballot. We are now going to go live as Donald Trump enters the room. This bill would make it illegal to put on a mask and walk down the street. Governor candidate Doug Burgum is now governor-elect. Overall, Headland says the state is covering about $1.3 billion in property taxes. The band is playing as Governor Doug Burgum has just finished up his State of the State address. Good afternoon, Mark. Legislators between last session and now studied how much it would cost to fully fund mental health services in North Dakota. So I decided to move across the street into District 30. If Measure 1 passes, I would constitutionally no longer be allowed to represent District 32.
The Night Report at 10 starts right now.
And days of Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
Well, that song means the legislative session is over. Max Grossfeld was there for the entire session. He joins us now with how it wrapped up.
Well, thanks so much, Marcy. The House sang Auld Lang Syne right before officially adjourning Sine Die. Until next time, the last bill lawmakers worked on started as the bill to fund the Office of Management and Budget, but it's often called the Christmas tree bill because lawmakers hang issues on it they don't get done in other places. Included in the bill was the state auditor's budget, Dakota Access Pipeline related issues, and a bailout for facilities for the developmentally disabled. But after the vote,
the House is adjourned. Sine Die.
The Senate is adjourned. Sine Die.
Majority and minority leadership both praised the work of the 65th legislative session, giving credit not only to members of their own parties, but across the aisle as well.
Working together to improve the quality of life in North Dakota. The goals of the majority and minority parties are the same. It's just that we sometimes have different ways to get to those goals.
The next 2 years is an opportunity for us to do what's best for North Dakota. And I'm looking forward to working with the majority, working with our communities, working with all members of the Assembly so that we can find ways to better serve North Dakota and achieve greatness.
In all, lawmakers balanced the budget by spending $13.6 billion, passed justice reinvestment, responded to Dakota Access Pipeline protests, took over county social services, and more. When lawmakers voted to postpone implementation, many Measure 5 supporters were skeptical, some even angry. Now, after the bill has passed the House, their tune has changed.
We did it. We did it. We did it.
A moment of celebration for supporters.
The clerk will open the key and you may record your vote.
After the North Dakota House lit up the voting board green with yes votes.
Senate Bill 2344 is declared passed.
Basically, just big sigh of relief. We did it.
Connie says medical marijuana
Will be everything.
and it'll be more than just another treatment.
I suffer PTSD from rape, molestation, and incest. I have fibromyalgia and arthritis.
Falkenstein says some got discouraged during the process, but praises the lawmakers who've returned closer to the intent of Measure 5.
Last session, there was a bill before us, and this Assembly said no. And the voters came to us and said yes. So then it was our responsibility to fix it as best we can.
There's people that will vote against this, may vote against this because it's not close enough to Measure 5, and there's others that may never want to support a bill that has anything to do with marijuana. But in the end, you can really be proud of the product.
Connie has a message for the Senate,
Pass the bill.
who can either pass it
Secretary will open the key.
or send it to conference committee to work out differences with the House. For months during the summer, Dakota Access Pipeline protesters used masks to conceal their identities while protesting.
If you're going to express your First Amendment rights, and you have no intentions of committing a crime, then why do you need your face covered?
I thought for the protection and the safety of also the other people who are peacefully protesting, as well as our law enforcement officers, that this should be part of our statute.
This bill would make it illegal to put on a mask and walk down the street, or to conceal your identity on public property with masks like this when it's not Halloween.
Although the mask bill provides at least 8 exemptions that would not criminalize a North Dakotan who wears a mask or hood in public, it specifically forecloses the wearing of masks at the exact times when a mask would most likely express First Amendment protected ideas.
While supporters say this bill was crafted using other states' statutes, Cook says it would be declared unconstitutional in federal court.